don't walk like they talk. Let's put it that way.
I thought I had you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm impressed with you, BGS, because I thought I was gonna come up here with this question and you were gonna be fumbling and bumbling and unclear and trying to figure it out. And I totally disappointed myself in that performance. I have to
Oh,
say, I give it to you.
Because you
what is?
think like a woman. That's why.
Why do you think? Why did you think I was gonna fumble and bumble? I'm curious.
I thought that you were going to say no, men have to be masculine and they have to be. There's no room for them. We want to be strong men, and our women need us to be strong, and we're going to build strong families. So no, there's no room for that. That's what I thought you were saying.
Whenever I ever said that.
I just thought it would be a talking point.
No. When have I ever said that?
No,
I've
you
never
haven't.
said that. I've
Right.
never said that.
Yeah, all along. I didn't know.
There's one thing that I tell black men, and every black man can tell you. I don't care whether he's the biggest simp or the biggest, or like Mongo here, right? The alpha male, right? Okay. But that's beside the point. Okay. My first thing was three things, right? Okay, three things. Okay, I tell black men. Okay, men, but especially black men, right? Find out what your mission is. Find out what your purpose is, and do whatever the fuck makes you happy. Okay. Enjoy your life, because it's hard enough in this country for a black man on this entire goddamn planet not to be happy. Don't let nobody take that shit away. Don't let nobody embarrass you or shame you out of you being happy, no matter who it's with or where it is. Okay. Three things. Those are three things I tell every black man. I've been consistent since the first day I stepped onto YouTube. You can go back. You can go back to my videos on MGTOW. I've been consistent for 11 years. In fact, I think it's what's his name? Uncut Underground. What's his name?
Ty City.
Ty City said he was on my panel a couple days ago. He said you've been the most consistent YouTuber in Black YouTube. I have not changed my stance. I have. In fact, I was playing something. I actually talked about boys' education and how why the elite handed over the educational system to the feminists, right? And they didn't know what it was. I went back to 2014, okay, right on my MGTOW channel. I pulled up a video, actually played it for them, exactly why they did it. I've been very consistent about this stuff for the last 11 years. I have not changed. That means either you don't listen to me or you don't understand me. The thing is, did you hear me last Friday? I think it was Friday before last. Talked to Dr. Reef for like 2 hours about African and European politics.
No, I did not listen to that one.
You didn't listen to that because it has nothing to do with a black woman, right?
Probably.
This is the craziness about it all, right? When people talk about these other subjects about being this or being that, see, this is the difference between men and women, especially in the black community. We don't deny a gay man being a man. Y'all do.
Yes.
Wow. This is a revelation.
So we gotta paint this real picture. I've been in the police department. I've been in security. I've been in the military. Guess what? When I went in, don't ask, don't tell. He didn't give a fuck if you were gay. You were probably friends with him. You just went to one bar. He might have went to another bar.
Yeah. As long as he's not hitting on you, you're good.
But I mean, who the fuck cares? You made jokes about it. If let me tell you what's. If the LGBT community really wanted to be accepted, they would allow jokes about them.
What
do you think? What do you think? Because here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy part, right? Everybody gets hung up with like what 2 to 3% of the population, and then try to make black men the face of down low when most black people don't rock that way.
You know where down low actually came from? Because I remember when it came out. When it came from, right?
Kelly?
No. The down low was actually white men in San Francisco.
White men in the 70s at the discos.
No. It's actually white men in San Francisco in the 80s, right? They used to pull up to this certain park in San Francisco and pick up gay men, and they would have their baby seat in the back seat. It's actually in the New York Times and San Francisco Times, okay? And it got mapped onto black men, okay? Same thing AIDS did, okay?
And that's what they call the San Francisco treats, I guess. I don't know.
It just just like the original deadbeat dads were white men. Okay,
They've been deadbeat since what, the 1800s?
they had in the late 80s they had white male posters in post offices about deadbeat dads, right?
You know what's funny? And I have to tell you,
how did black men become the face of deadbeat fathers? Okay?
I actually had this conversation with this one girl I'm talking to.
Uh-huh.
And it pissed me off more than usual.
Okay.
Because this is, and I'm going to say this for all the females listening. And since you're here, May, I'm going to say this just not about you, but I'm talking towards you to actually inform you.
Okay.
There's certain reasons why men detest speaking to women.
Oh.
And it's not because we have a hatred of you. It's because y'all don't pay attention logically. And we know that you're not the most logical creatures.
That's true.
You would think a police officer who goes into these situations will go in there and know a chick is lying about domestic violence, but still thinks, well, these men are bad. A man just called you and he's trying to get his kids and he thinks the mom was drinking, but she admits to a glass of wine, which does not mean intoxication. But if that father was a bad father, he would have got his kids, right? And this is a chick who's a police officer and kind of found out you got 3 kids and each one have their own father. I said, here's the problem about you don't know good men. Is it the fact that you don't know good men, or good men stay away from you? And that's why you can't see them. And see, we gotta be very careful about the semantics. When I said, first of all, 55% of black men don't have kids and are unmarried. Why can't you broads pick them up? You broads got what? Anywhere from 1 million to 1.2 million kids who are sired by men that are not black. Where's their fathers? Trust me, I'm in Colombia. Colombia looks like Mulatto goddamn alley some damn days with all the mixed kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me when black men who wear condoms the most,
yes, they do,
and who uses contraceptives the least,
that is true.
And when this chick told me, well, I got trapped twice. I said, how? Well, he had my birth control. I said, but I don't believe in abortion, but you believe in fornication. You can't have it both ways. And I said, here's the crazy part. There's this new concept to get him while he was hiding the birth control. Try this. I didn't have to fuck him.
Yeah.
There was no ordained spirit that says fuck him.
And it's called the morning after pill. If that's
it's called Plan B. I said, sweetheart, you got more options to prevent pregnancy than Baskin Robbins has flavors.
The thing is, why'd you lie?
I said, why did you try to blame this shit on? I said, sweetheart, there's certain things men and women can do. Men pick wives. Men pick wives. Y'all pick fathers.
How many times she got trapped, Charles?
She said twice. Man, the laugh that came out of my mouth.
By the same guy?
By three children, three different men.
3 for 3. She got.
I mean, goddamn. I mean, Steph Curry couldn't shoot that damn gun. I'm talking to her, and she's like, "Why are you laughing?" Mm-hmm. I said, at some point we got to start calling women losers. I know you're the law enforcement. At some point we got to call y'all losers.
You know what? The thing is, women hated Kevin, right? Okay, but Kevin was a lot nicer than I would have been.
Mm-hmm. I told her, I said, that's your fault. You can't blame that man, because if you knew you couldn't find your birth control. But by the way, I have never in my 43 years of living heard of a chick getting pregnant when she's regularly taking whatever birth control she is currently on.
Hey, you know what? I've never heard of a man, 2 men, separate men, hiding birth control pills from that woman.
Never, ever.
I said, you chicks pick men like the Empire picks shooters.
No, actually, how women pick men is very biological, and that's
It's
what you don't
biological.
realize.
You like what you want your kids to have his features.
He have his features like
Oh, I don't think about stuff like that. That's not.
Bullshit. You look at me all the time, girl. You probably got my fucking poster.
Hold on.
It was autographed a few years ago. Stop lying.
Charles, calm down. But the thing is, why? Let me ask you, why you guys do that? When I say broadly about women, I don't do that. Okay, you might not. Okay, you might not. I said the reason that have you ever tried to have a baby by a man against his will?
You talking to me?
Yes, you.
No, I'm a planner of my life. I don't know what you mean.
And the thing
Oh
is,
no, I know I got to go now. The mean one's definitely here.
All right,
I gotta go.
All right.
Love you, Black Uru. BGS. BGS.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate you. And bye, Charles.
And we didn't talk very much politics, though, did we?
We never do. We always
no. You don't. You don't want to talk about politics, okay?
Yeah, she came up here to.
Yeah, between Black Uru and Charles, I know I got to go. And BGS, I appreciate you.
All right, baby.
All right.
You know she secretly voted for Trump.
You ain't shit.
No, she
didn't. But the point I was making, BGS, and I told her, I said, you've been a cop for 2 different cities, from Ohio, where you're from, and now Baltimore County.
You got
it. You can't.
Wait. Whoa. 2 cops?
No, she was a cop in Ohio. Then she moved to Maryland, and she's a cop for Baltimore County.
Did she have a baby by a cop?
No, which is funny. It's the fact of the matter. Like, look, they've done studies with white women and black women and all different. Yeah. Like, black women pick men the same way men pick women. They tend to do that.
A little bit. There's a variation. Okay, that's why.
And it's
that's why I say if you read the Lucifer Principle, where he talks about nature from the ground up, right? Female nature, whether it's a bacteria or a human being, it's all the same. Okay,
it's biologically selfish.
It's about because they're trying to give
the best possible outcomes to their offspring.
To their offspring. If you understand that, you understand women. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's why I laughed, and she was like, "Well," I said, "So you never thought about marrying none of these niggas, did you?" Well, I thought I was going to. Bullshit. I said, "Did you press the issue?" But at the same time, let's go back to men picking wives. Why did you give a baby to a man who didn't think you were worthy to be a wife?
Because
then you can hear the Jeopardy music playing in her head too. By the way,
it's because she's going by her biological urge, which black women.
It was the biologicals.
Yeah,
I don't believe in abortion. I swear to God, if I had $100, if every time I heard that, I'd be a billionaire.
I mean, there's a couple of women that talked about them accidentally having their baby in college and then later on, right? So I said, okay. So I always ask, okay, so was this particular man your first boyfriend? No. So how many boyfriends between this guy and your baby daddy? And normally it's about 3. I said, okay, so were you having sex with those other 3 men? Yes. So were they fertile? Yes. So how come you didn't get pregnant by those 3 guys? And that's when all the bullshit. That's when all the bullshit. Yeah, it's okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I say after that?
What?
When she said certain shit, and this is I know when I'm being rude mentally to people, because when inside my brain, I'm
worked out.
And I'm just be like, you do know, like you don't understand that all these things affect the woman's body. You're not a woman, so you can tell me. I said, no, I'm not a woman, but I'm a man, and how you gonna tell me what a father is? Yeah. I said, just because she couldn't say shit. I said, but she said
the funniest thing, man.
Or a good man. I said,
yeah, go ahead.
I said, you're full of shit, aren't you?
The thing is,
how you a cop?
The thing is, when you actually explain to a woman how their biology works, right? Their mouths drop open. I said, how can you guys be women and be so unaware about what's going on with you? They're actually unaware. They really don't know.
Yeah. And what's even funnier is like I've always hated certain excuses about I've never been around good men. You're in a profession with 90% men. You saw these men risk their lives to save other people. That doesn't qualify a good man.
But does that good man want her?
And that's the point. I said, how many good men did you run into? Well, none. I said, do you attract? What type of men do you attract? Well, I attract different kind. No. There has to be a certain nucleus to it.
She knows what it is. Yeah.
She's just trying to bullshit.
That's the whole thing. That's why they bullshit.